Have you ever learned a new English phrase? You were excited about it, but then the second you actually try to use it, poof, it's gone. Well, we're going to break down this really powerful four-part method that's designed to make those new phrases stick. And the best part? You can start using it like right now.
It's the classic problem, right? You learn a new word, but when you need it in a real conversation, your mind just goes blank. Well, this whole explainer is about a method that goes way beyond just memorizing word lists. It's all about making new vocabulary a real, usable, confident part of how you speak.
So here's the game plan. It's a four-part cycle: immerse, understand, activate, and perfect. Each one of these steps builds on the last, and it's designed to take you from just hearing the language to actually using it like you mean it.
Okay, so where do we start? Part 1 is all about immerse. This is the listening practice, and it's actually way simpler than you might think. It all starts with just listening to a natural, everyday conversation. Seriously, no pressure, no tests. Just let your brain soak it all in.
The source material we're looking at uses this super simple exchange between two people, Mark and Lily, as the foundation for the entire lesson. You see? It's a low-stakes, real-world conversation that you could easily hear or even have yourself. Now, this is the most important part of this first step. The goal is not to understand every single word. Don't sweat that. It's about getting the gist of it, understanding the overall context and the flow of the conversation. This is what builds the foundation for everything that's coming next.
All right, so once you've listened a few times, it's time to move on to part 2, understand. This is where we get to zoom in and really look at the specific words and phrases that make the conversation work.
So the main phrase in that conversation is odds and ends. I love this one. It's such a great natural-sounding idiom, and the method makes sure you know exactly what it means. Basically, just a bunch of small, random items. And it's not just about the cool idioms either. The explainer also breaks down other really practical, everyday words from the dialogue, like paper towels. This makes sure you're not just learning clever phrases, but you're also building a really solid and useful vocabulary. Okay, this brings us to part 3. Activate. And this is where the learning gets really interactive. You're about to shift gears from just passively taking in information to actively using it.
The source material does this by asking really simple questions about the dialogue, just like this one. But here's the one crucial rule. You have to answer them out loud. Yeah, even if you're talking to yourself. It's key.
And this is exactly why answering out loud is so powerful. It totally transforms the exercise. Your brain is forced to actively go find the information and then form a sentence. This is the magic bridge between knowing a word and being able to actually use it.
And the benefits here are just huge. You're not just testing your memory, you're actively practicing speaking, you're improving your listening, and you're building the confidence to respond quickly in a real conversation. This step is a total game changer for making what you've learned really stick.
All right, we're on to our final step, perfect. This is where we polish everything up, your pronunciation, your rhythm, your intonation, so you sound more natural and fluent when you speak. So this part uses a technique called shadowing, and it is incredibly effective. It's a really simple 4-step process. You listen to a line from the dialogue, and then you repeat it right after them. The goal is to mimic the native speaker's sound, rhythm, and flow as closely as you possibly can. It's like you're building muscle memory for your mouth and your tongue.
So, if there's one thing the source material emphasizes again and again, it's the incredible power of repetition. Doesn't matter if it's listening, answering questions, or shadowing, repeating these exercises is what turns knowledge into a real skill.
And get this, you don't have to wait for months to see progress. The source suggests that if you actually commit to this 4-part practice every day, you can see some serious improvements in your English in just 1 week. How's that for a motivator?
At the end of the day, this whole method is really just about breaking down that huge, intimidating goal of becoming fluent into small, manageable things you can do every single day. So we're left with this final thought. What's one small step from this method that you can try today? Are you going to listen, define, answer, or shadow?